What up, YouTube? It is your boy JB, and I am here today with the review for The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Season 12, Episode 15, you guys. The episode is titled Disco Inferno. So, before we go ahead and get into this review, if you guys are watching this video or any other on the channel, and you guys are not subscribed to the channel, then do me a solid favor and stop taking me out on this date and having me pay for it at the end of it. You guys know you can do me that favor by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, and turning on your post notifications. And with that out the way, without further ado, let's discuss Beverly Hills. Shout! Alright, you guys, so this episode we pick back up where we ended with Rinna crying, and they also celebrated Kyle's birthday, right? Now, I know a lot of people didn't believe Rinna when she broke down last week, you guys, and that's okay. I'm cool with that you guys don't believe it. I know Rinna is a soap actress, so I know people believe Rinna was acting. So I just want to let you guys know why I believe Rinna. Now, because Rinna said something, and I don't think you guys will understand it if you haven't lost a parent. Rinna said something, and I'm going to try to say it, and I'm going to try my hardest not to cry. But Rinna said something in this scene that even I said, I'm about to cry. I'm going to try not to, but when Rinna said, how does she, when Rinna said, how does she live without her mother, I believed Rinna in that scene, because that is a question that I still have today. 5 years later, my mother has been gone for 5 years, and I still have that question myself, like, how do I live without my mom? It's the hardest thing in the world to do, is to live without her. So I understood Rinna. And that's why I believed Rinna, you guys. Because that is a hard thing to do, and I'm so sorry, guys. I didn't mean to cry, but it's so hard living without my mother. That's why I believed Rinna, you guys. Rinna might not have cried, and I know that's one thing that a lot of people said. Rinna didn't cry. You guys have to remember, Rinna has a lot of plastic surgery and Botox, so her face doesn't move. Rinna's face doesn't move, you guys. So that's why I believed Rinna, and I'm so sorry, you guys. I did not mean to cry. I really didn't. I really did not mean to cry. I did not plan to cry. Oh God, why did I cry? Whew. We're good. So yeah, that's why I believe Rinna, you guys. That is literally why I believed Rinna. Other than that, you guys know I typically don't. I like Rinna, but you guys know I ain't got no problem calling Rinna out. So we see PK. He's talking to Mauricio about his real estate business, something to do with cryptocurrency. I was like, ooh, I wouldn't have mentioned that, but hey. So Rinna, she thanks all the women for being there in that moment with her, and she says that moment with Sutton is what triggered it. Now, I don't know how that moment with Sutton triggered it, but hey, if that's what Rinna want to say, I'm going to let Rinna have that situation. So then Garcelle told those people at the table, I think you guys can go. Now, I did crack up laughing when she said that, right? So then Crystal, she decides to talk about her eating disorder, and she tells the ladies that she's interviewing people, to help her with her issue. So then Sutton wants to bring up the fact that she was called a liability. And you guys know I'm not the biggest Sutton fan, but baby, in this scene, I was here for Sutton. So Sutton said, well, I was contacted by an attorney, dealing with Tom and Erica. So I hired a litigator to answer the questions. And they were like, wait a minute, what? She says, last year you were the liability for all of us. Amen, Sutton, amen, amen, amen. Like, but that's the thing that bothers me with Erica. You want to sit here and call Sutton a liability, but baby girl, you were a liability for all of the ladies last season. Let's stop playing a game. And Erica, I told you to be quiet. Sutton said, no, you didn't. You were threatening that woman is what you were doing. So Doris says that they did it because you were the only one to ask her questions. Garcelle said, no, that is not the case. All of us. And I'm so glad that the producers played back everything that these heifers had to say last season. Everybody had a comment. Let's not forget that y'all all went over to Dorit's house last season. All of y'all had y'all's concerns and questions, but the next time that y'all saw Erica, the only person who stood up for what she said was Sutton. Y'all all were cowards last season when it came to Erica. Oh, okay, Erica, we're so sorry that this is happening to you. Tom didn't, y'all pacified Erica last season. Let's stop playing a game here. No. So, then out of nowhere, Diana decides she wants to chime in and talk about Garcelle because Garcelle stood up for Sutton. So, she feels like Garcelle is not really trying to get to know her. And Garcelle was like, girl, what the hell are you talking about? You came to my party, you were a complete bitch. You apologized to me. I haven't saw you since. If she wants to get to know me, Google me. I was like, amen, Garcelle. So then Renna decides she wants to chime in. I was like, Renna, sit over there and mind your damn business. She's like, how do you feel about that, Garcelle? And Garcelle said something to her, and she's like, how do you feel about that, Renna? And Renna told Garcelle she feels like she's been defensive and she needs to come from love. I was like, says the helper who just yelled at Sutton maybe 10 minutes ago. But Garcelle needs to come from love, and Garcelle is the only one that's defensive. All of you are defensive. Let's stop that. Let's stop that one. Let's stop that narrative that she's the only one that's defensive. You all are defensive. Renna, you're defensive. Erica is defensive. Dorit is defensive. We ain't gonna talk about Dorit in a little bit because Dorit, girl, I'm gonna leave Dorit alone for right now. But Renna, kindly go to hell. So let's pause here, you guys. Let's move forward. All right, you guys. So these next few scenes, nothing happened. Crystal and Rob. So we see Crystal. She's at home with Rob. The thing that I want to say to Crystal is I know that it has, she was talking to Rob about the post. Rob says that he was surprised that Crystal even posted that because she's a very private person. And she says that she feels pressure from the girls. Absolutely, they're pressuring you to do what they want you to do because it doesn't, quote unquote, fit. I guess it wouldn't fit the narrative of this group. But Renna, let's not forget that Kim Richards told you to eat some bread. You look a little hungry. Eat some bread, right? So let's not forget that Kim told you that. That Amsterdam, was that Amsterdam when she told her to eat some bread? Yes, it was. When Renna said, "Don't you ever mention my husband," and when Kyle ran out to the restaurant. First of all, where the fuck was Kyle running to? So I think that's really what it is. They want to keep up this persona that they're so perfect, but you're not. So Crystal, when it comes down to your mental health, your eating disorder, anything that's wrong with you, do it when you're ready. Don't feel pressured. Don't feel like these women are telling you and dictating when and how you do things. Do it on your timeline, not theirs. So Kathy comes over, right? So Kathy tells her that she feels that the ladies are truly concerned. I respectfully disagree with that, Kathy, because I feel like if the ladies were truly concerned, right, about her eating disorder, instead of you guys mentioning it on camera, you guys can easily call Crystal. You guys have Crystal's phone number. If you guys felt some type of way about it when she posted it on Instagram, you guys could have DM'd her. You guys could have left a comment saying, "Hey, Crystal, you okay?" You could have texted her. You could have called her. You guys are filming, so you guys could have said, "Hey, Crystal, I just saw your post on Instagram. I just want to check in with you. Like, is everything okay? Do you need anything from me?" No. What did they do? They waited until they were on camera. But Kathy did tell her, you need to tell them that is between you and yourself and nobody else. And I definitely 100% agree with that. Like, I just feel like these women are, honestly, if I'm keeping it real with you guys, I feel like some of these women are deflecting from their own issues in their own lives. That's just me being real. Let's pause here and move forward. Next up, you guys, Kyle. This scene, they could have kept it, literally. It was Kyle's birthday. She got a gift from Garcelle and Kris Jenner. Her daughters are there to celebrate with her. Her daughter Sophia sent her some skates. Her daughter Alexia is talking about her wedding, and she's not going to be a bridezilla. I was like, this is all we got with Kyle. Literally. That was the scene. That was the scene with Kyle. I was like, so y'all wasting my time watching this. And I know a lot of people don't like Kyle. I know the fandom can't stand Kyle. I like Kyle, you guys. I do like Kyle. Like I told you guys, I like Kyle and Rinna. And I have no problem calling Kyle and Rinna out when Kyle and Rinna are wrong. And Kyle, your ass was dead ass wrong in the next scene in that scene with Rinna. We're gonna talk about that later too. Let's pause here and move forward. Child, another scene with Kyle in it. Sudden. We see Sudden, she's having dinner with Kyle, right? So she says that, Kyle says to Sudden that she threw everybody for a loop with the whole Erica stuff. I'm like, how did that throw you guys for a loop? Are y'all are y'all shocked? I mean, did you not? Well, this was filmed after what just recently happened with her when she was just got off that airplane with Rinna and I think I heard Diana, and that woman served her. Y'all all had these concerns last season. I'm over these women. You all of you ladies had some of the similar concerns as Sudden, that you guys could possibly be implicated in what was going on with Tom and Erica. That was the reason you guys went to Dorit's house. Y'all want to play like y'all don't remember shit. Y'all want to play like y'all. See, that's my whole thing with these women of Beverly Hills. And it's really the what was it? What is the Fox Force 5 or the Fab 5 or whatever the hell they call themselves? That little group, they will never go against each other. The likes of Dorit, Rinna, Kyle, Erica, and then if you throw in a goddamn Teddy Mellencamp. Now I know a lot of y'all don't like Teddy Mellencamp. I don't have an issue with Teddy. I don't have an issue with Teddy. The only time Teddy really annoyed me was that season with her and Erica, when she was talking about Erica not showing up on time. Or was it? No, that wasn't Erica. That was Dorit. That was the only time I had an issue with Teddy. I was like, girl, you are fishing for something. Do I like Dorit? Absolutely not. But damn, it wasn't it. I mean, I'm a punctual person, but goddamn, you talked about it once. Let's let that shit dizzy. So that group of women, the 5 women, Teddy, Rinna, Erica, Dorit, and Kyle, them heifers ain't going against each other, and they should. So Sudden tells Kyle that she found it very ironic and hypocritical that Erica is using the word liability. Absolutely. Girl, you are the biggest walking liability around. And once again, like I said last season and I've studied this season, I don't think Erica full well knew everything that Tom was doing, but I don't think she was 100% oblivious. I don't. Just putting that out there. So let's pause here, you guys, and let's go ahead and wrap this episode up with Rinna. So we see Erica and Rinna, they're having lunch, right? So Rinna tells Erica that she and Harry, they're going to be on the cover. They shot for People magazine it's a couple shoot, right? So then she says, she didn't expect to have that breakdown at the party. So I will say one thing about that breakdown. I do believe, although I do believe Rinna, you guys, I do believe at the same time it was very calculated. I can be real about that. I believe it was calculated. I believe Rinna timed that perfectly. I do believe the emotions were real, but I also, if I'm being honest, with Rinna, I believe Rinna planned that. That's my personal opinion. And I know some of y'all could probably agree with me. I believe Rinna planned that one out. I gotta keep it a buck. I believe Rinna planned it. So Rinna, now see, Rinna, here's my thing with Rinna. Rinna made up with Sudden, but then you talk shit about Sudden. It's like, what the is it going on, girl? So she's asking why is she not Sudden saying that she's, wait, what? Rinna, shut up. Oh, okay, got it. So my note says Rinna, shut up, asking why Sudden is saying that she's not the liability, but Erica is. Because she is the liability. She is. Like, what the fuck? The woman is a liability. So, and here's my thing with Erica. I feel like she should have told me something. Really, Erica? Or what? Little Miss Motherfucking Small Town. Do you remember all that shit that you did to Sutton last season? Do you remember all that shit you did to Sutton last season? And you expected for Sutton to tell you that a lawyer had reached out to her? Girl, if it was me, I would have said, period. So Rena lets us know she's having another party for Rena Beauty. Who the fuck is buying Rena Beauty? Who in the fuck is buying Rena Beauty? Are y'all buying Rena Beauty? Let me know if y'all are buying Rena Beauty, because I don't know anybody that's buying. So everyone shows up to the 70s party, right? They all look good. So then this is the moment I realized, I'm like, wait a minute. We haven't even gotten to the trip yet. We have not gotten to Aspen with the whole Kathy situation. So Kyle invites all the women to Aspen. There are 2 homes. So she says her home that she has in Aspen is very small. So some of the ladies will be with her, and some of the ladies will be in another house. And Diana says, I'll be in a hotel. Y'all know I don't like her, so I'm not even going to go in on her. I'm going to let her live. So Kathy, she sat down, not I wrote in my notes, Kathy, she shits and talks to Garcelle and Cherie. She sat and talked to Cherie and Garcelle, right? I don't really want to... It was interesting that she talked about being canceled because, Kathy, the things that they said about this trip, you could be canceled for, right? And also the fact that you are, you were at a you-know-who convention. And then the fact that you called Lizzo precious last week or the week before. Now I don't think Kathy meant anything malicious about Precious. Like, you guys, let's keep it real. How many times do we watch movies, right? And we know the actors' names, but they played the role so well that that's what we call the character. Like Tyler Perry. Most people probably know he is most notably known as Medea. So people might be like, "Oh, it's Medea. I forget your name." Or Martin Lawrence as Big Mama and Shanae. Or, and I know I'm saying men with women that play women characters. Let's think. Chris Tucker, Smokey, his one of his biggest roles. People probably still call him Smokey. Like the guy that played Zelle the crackhead. I met him a few years ago. I met him and Tommy Davidson, right? And I couldn't remember his name. And I'm like, oh, it's Smokey. It's Zelle. It's Zelle. And they'll be like, oh, my name is such and such. And I'm like, and they don't take offense to it, you guys. So sometimes we know who the person is, but you remember them for their most known character. I don't think Kathy meant that to say that Gabourey said, and then people got so offended about it. But I'm like, you guys are talking about this, but you guys do realize that may be offense. Like Gabourey Sidibe may feel some type of way about y'all taking such offense to her calling Lizzo precious. Gabourey Sidibe might feel a way about that. I'm just saying. I'm not defending. I was offended at first, but then I have to think about it. Like, did she really mean it that way? So I don't really. You guys can let me know what you think about it, how you feel in the comments below. So then Kyle is asking Sutton how she felt. Now I will say, Kyle, the way you was talking to Kathy, girl, I would have said, fuck you, Kyle. So here's the one thing I will agree with Kyle on. Kyle was saying to Sutton that, she didn't know what Erica meant by the whole liability comment. Well, she took it upon herself to ask her what she meant about it. So Erica says that it's a hindrance. And they were like, with Garcelle, she said yes. So I guess she feels that with Sutton being friends with Garcelle, that it puts a hindrance on their relationship. Garcelle says absolutely not. Then everyone wants to sit there and tell Sutton that she went below the belt with the whole talking about that, about the lawyer and that Erica is a liability. How in the hell did she hit below the belt? I'm confused. So then they start talking about that foundation. Kathy called it homeless and toothless. And everybody started laughing. And Dorit got upset with Garcelle. It's not funny, Garcelle. She says, Kathy's funny. I'm not laughing at it. She said homeless and toothless. Now, Dorit, that name is terrible. That is a horrible name. What is it? Homeless, not toothless? Because I still don't understand what that means. Are you saying you would rather be homeless and not toothless? Or are you fixing the homeless people's teeth so they're not toothless? But it's homeless, not toothless. Right? Or is it homeless but toothless? Wait, what is it? Is it homeless and toothless? No, it's homeless but toothless, right? Homeless, not toothless? That doesn't, neither one of those sound right. Homeless, not toothless. Homeless but toothless. Homeless, I know it's not homeless and toothless. Homeless, not toothless? Is that it, you guys? It needs to be reworked. That name needs to be reworked. It's terrible. So then Sutton was trying to say something, and Eric gonna chime and say, I don't have a drinking problem. They were like, huh? And Diana looked at Garcelle and said, did you have a drinking problem? Because she looked at Garcelle. She says, no. And Garcelle says, I mean, not Garcelle, but Dorit, I'm not Dorit. Eric says, neither do I. Okay. She says, you tried to push it. And she says, no, I didn't. You had some instances where I questioned your drinking. It was 3. It was 3 too many. Actually, let's take away one of them. Because that boat ride, I don't think Erica was that drunk. But the other 2 times, she was drunk. And you said, I've been going through life, and you know that. Okay, but that still doesn't justify you mixing alcohol and pills together. So what are you trying to get at? So Erica says, you're trying to make me look bad. And Garcelle says, girl, you do that just fine by yourself. I was like, amen. So then Sutton says to Erica, you know, I want to call you tomorrow so that way we can kind of, you know, talk things out. Please don't. Baby Sutton, when she said please don't, I was like, okay, fine. I don't have to call you. I don't give a damn. You're the one with the issue, not me. But that's it, you guys. Let me know what you guys thought about it. Please leave your comments in the comment section below. You guys subscribe to the channel, turn on your post notifications, and share the video, you guys. And until the next time, you guys, stay safe out there. Take care of yourselves. Wash your hands. Wear a mask. Socially distance. Be blessed. And I'll catch you guys in the next one.